What's up, guys? It's BMD Steady back in today. I have another build to share with you guys. This little Shire or Bag End mock from the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogies. I brought this build with me to Brick Convention, Oklahoma City of 2023, along with the Minas Tirith mock that I just shared with you guys. So let's get straight into this mock, and I'll show you all the details, all the interior and everything, and actually some recognition that it garnered at Brick Convention. Let's get straight into it. Alright, I'm going to start off on this side of the build, work my way over, and then we'll look at some of the detail back near the front garden and then throughout the entire kind of interior of this build. So it's built on 32 by 32 base plates. Most of my builds are about 132 by 32, so I went a little bit bigger for this one. Starting on this side of the mock, this is kind of where I started the foliage on top. Used a lot of grass pieces, just some little techniques with some of these 3x4 leaf pieces, just to make some bushes around. Just kind of adding in some greenery throughout that build to kind of cover up and make the seamless transition into this stone wall. So the stone wall is built using a very simple technique with 2x2 or 1x2 bricks and then 1x1 cone pieces. I know a lot of people know about that technique, but it really helps you make a curved shape wherever you need to, which circles in Lego are quite difficult to build. Speaking of circles, these rounded bushes that you see around here they're just built on the flower stem piece that has 6 points on the sides. They're relatively new, but I saw that build on YouTube before and I thought it'd look really nice in this mock. So going over, there's a little crumbled part of the stone wall, and again another little crumbled part of stone wall covering up that garden around here with maybe some carrots or something. Looks like there's some carrots or whatever herb or vegetable that grew there is hiding inside that barrel. You got a pig down there, and then a little wheelbarrow on the side with some dirt or fertilizer or something for the plants. And then going a little bit closer over to the side, there's a little mushroom in there. I saw that print in my bucket and I thought that'd be a nice piece to use inside this build. So then going a little bit farther back on the build, you can see Gandalf is walking up this path. There's a little tree, just some grass pieces along the front pathway and everything. And then what a lot of people pointed out at Brick Convention was this wickered design for the fence that Bilbo has. I saw that in the picture it wasn't actually a wood-framed fence, it was wicker, and so I turned around in my bucket, I saw this grass piece sitting there, and I thought that'd make a wonderful design. Then he's got the fence, and obviously this is a Hobbit-style mock, so he doesn't yet have the sign out front saying no visitors except for party business. Then you've got a couple little bushes, some flowers, some pots around the mock. This front facade to the house with the main circular entrance as well as the 2 windows on either side was actually built by my friend Ben, who often shares mocks on this channel. Then there's some ivy on the side, another kind of window facade right there using a cool technique with some 1x1 bricks inside that 1x6 arch. And then going around a little bit around the build, there is another window on the side, kind of built in the same style as this one right over here. There on the top of the hill that inside resides Bag End are a couple chimneys. Each of these chimneys uses some 1x1 stud pieces with hollow holes just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then the tree at the top of the build is it's a little bit of a new technique I haven't used before, where there's plates going around the entire tree to make that rounded trunk to the tree. And then just some foliage using some leaves and large leaf pieces and then some smaller leaf pieces to add some detail there. So let's get straight into the inside of this build. So as I began this build, I really wanted to have a full interior, and I kind of started this build before I knew I was going to actually bring it to the convention, so I wish that I kind of worked a little bit more on the outside, because when you're at a convention you can't really spin your build around too much to show people. But I did finish detailing the interior, and I showed it to a few guests as they walked by my table. But First, starting out in the back, we have Bilbo's cellar, where all of the dwarves kind of grab his food. There's a little bit of a cobblestone area to the floor. As I was looking for reference pictures, I couldn't really tell how the floor was built, so I thought I'd use this technique that I've used a couple times before inside that cellar. Then as you go a little bit further, you see a couple benches next to a table where the dwarfs have likely set their meal, maybe haven't cleaned up yet, or maybe haven't finished their meal. Then as you go a little bit further down the build, you see Bilbo's study. Now, Bilbo's study would be a little bit of a different position in real Bag End, but I thought I'd include it there because I kind of had an empty space to use. So he's got some maps on the floor, and then a book, possibly the red book that he was writing on his desk. Then as you go to the front entrance of the build, you can see Frodo in there. I wanted to include another Hobbit somewhere in this build, so I added him onto a little stud on that carpet. You can see up above there is a little chandelier, candelabra type thing, and then as we go a little bit further down the build, there's a little bit of an empty space. I could have put something here, but I thought I'd just use it as a little bit of a hallway going into this kind of rounded doorway. Then at the very end of the build, you see Bilbo's little living room area. He's got his fireplace, his chair, his ottoman, and then a couple rounded pieces to show the pictures that he has on the wall of his family members. So I hope that you guys like this build that I shared with you today, and I'm hoping that I can bring more builds to conventions and build more cool stuff like this. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. BMD out. Before I get off this video, I forgot to say that Arc Bricks Studios actually was traveling with the convention, a fellow AFOL and a very, very good designer. Gave me the awesome build Golden Chalice. He was handing these out to a few of the builds at the convention that he thought were very awesome builds. So I thank him so much for that, and his work is very impressive. You should go check out Arc Brick Studios on, I know, at least Instagram, possibly YouTube, and other sources. So thanks again for watching this video, and thanks to Arc Brick Studios.